everyone, and welcome to the Dose of Bliss show, where we give you daily doses of bliss to live your best life. I'm your host, Lindsay Hoffman, and we have a special guest for you today. She has over 1 million followers on TikTok. She's a social media star and my good friend, Brooke Bridges.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Thanks for inviting me.
You're our first TikTok star that I've had on the show. So how did you get started in that?
Long story short, it randomly happened. I was at this little party thing, and there was a lot of Musical.ly people, because I started when it was Musical.ly.
Yeah.
So now it's TikTok, and I just kind of happened to start it from those people, because they were like, you should get one.
Did you plan, was your life goal to be a social media star, or did you plan to do something else?
Before I met them, I never watched a Vine, not really into watching YouTubers or anything. I didn't know this world existed. So just kind of happened. I was doing promo modeling and marketing and other stuff before this world.
That's so
interesting.
Fun. How long ago was this?
3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
So in 3 years, you got over 1 million followers.
Well, I met the people 3 years ago, but I really didn't start Musical.ly until 2
So even
years
faster,
ago.
you got this amazing feat of over 1 million followers. Was it overnight or?
No, it took a year to get 1 million, and then now another year to get almost another.
That's crazy though. And so obviously Dose of Bliss is all about motivation, and your fans, you give them a lot of advice, especially about being more confident and dealing with bullying.
Yeah.
So I thought a great segue would be, you're so confident in your videos. How do you be that way? Because so many people, for example, me, when I'm making videos, I'm always nervous, even right now. I shouldn't admit
Girl,
it, but
I'm nervous right now too.
But you're so confident in your videos, and some people don't want to even get started because they don't think they're good enough. So what do you do to get past that?
Yeah, so I think I put on a front because, inside I'm kind of battling with my insecurities, and just because I seem confident doesn't mean I'm confident on the inside. And it took a while to kind of have some confidence. But so my faith has really helped me, because a couple years ago I got stronger in my faith, and that's kind of how I'm stronger and I'm more confident in myself, because it helped me figure out who I was. And I don't really care what people think of me anymore, and that's what I try to get for the kids. Tell the kids, don't care what other people think. Be yourself, and if you're happy with what you're doing and how you're acting, that's really all that matters. And same thing with videos. If you're putting out content that you love, that's really all that matters, and you'll be more authentic to the audience that's watching you too, if you're putting out content that you love.
And that's the secret really to success.
Yeah.
Is when you're happy and confident about what you're doing, everybody else will follow it.
Exactly.
Which you're proof of. Everyone follows you.
Everyone wants to be friends with someone who's positive and happy, and because energy is so big. If you're putting out negative vibes, I don't want to hang out with you, because then you're going to probably bring me down, because I'm all about vibing with different energies.
And that's what your videos are like too. You're all positive. I was watching some of them today, and when you're walking around or dancing in onesies, and you look at it and you feel a little bit happier after watching it.
Well, thank you. That's what motivates me to keep doing social media. I always say, if I can inspire or make one person smile, that's better than zero. And so I really do not care about the amount of followers I have. It's if I can keep inspiring people, that's what keeps me going.
And that's a good tip for your followers and having confidence too. And you don't think about what other people think. You shouldn't think about anything or followers. You just focus on what's making you happy, and then you grow.
Exactly. You have to put out content that makes you happy, and once you do that, the rest will follow. And everything happens for a reason. So if you're supposed to be successful in social media, it's gonna happen. You just gotta be yourself.
And then also, I know you made a video and give advice about bullying with your fans. So I know in your videos you said you, when you were younger, didn't grow up with as much bullying, but on social media, bullying is an epidemic because you get those mean comments. So you've obviously dealt with them. So my two questions are, I guess, is what are the meanest type of comments you get, and how do you deal with them?
There's trolls on everyone's social media. You're hiding behind a screen, so it's easier to say mean things. I've gotten everything from like, you're ugly, or you hang out with guys too much, or just like silly stuff that doesn't really bother me, because like I said, I know who I am, and so these comments really don't bother me. And I try, on my live streams, I try to explain to kids, because the biggest advice that they ask from me is, what do I do? I'm getting bullied at school, which breaks my heart. So I try to explain to them that, most bullies are very insecure with their selves, so they try to bring other people down, and they see someone who's like happy or positive or, being successful in some kind of way. So they're trying to bring that person down so they can feel better about themselves. That's really all it is. And I try to tell the people who are getting bullied to, stand up for themselves, just ignore the bully, or, just have confidence in who they are, because I truly believe that every person on this earth is beautiful on the outside, but what makes a person ugly is their inside. And if you have a beautiful like heart, and you're nice to people, and you love people, and you're just like happy and positive, you're a beautiful person.
Yeah, and that transcends, because we had another interview here where we're talking about self-love.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they said here was that when you're not seeking anything from anyone else, and you find that love within yourself, then other people are naturally attracted to that.
Yeah.
So it kind of is like the best way to combat negative energy, bullies, and meet people, and be confident all in one.
Yes, and that's funny that you say that, because that is so true. Like, once you're just focused on yourself and you love yourself, it shows.
Yeah, and that's actually an example of how we became friends, because for you guys watching, we were at VidCon. If you're not familiar with VidCon, it's a convention for YouTubers, and I don't completely remember how we met. We were at some like VIP lounge
event.
And we were just really happy.
Yeah.
We were just like, take a picture, we should be friends. And we didn't think anything about it.
And we have the same energy, very like happy and positive, and we like to meet people, and everywhere I'm going, I'm like trying to meet people and say hi.
That's what I like too.
So I don't know, we vibed.
Yeah, but that's what I want your fans to know is if I would have sat back and been like, I'm nervous, what if this person is going to think I'm stupid because I'm just like, let's all take a picture together and acting like we're best friends when I never met you in my life and don't even know your name. I could have done that, and then we would
have never been here. We wouldn't have been friends.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think that sometimes you have to step out of your little comfort zone and take a risk. And even if you're nervous, I get nervous still at events, like especially if I'm by myself and I don't know a lot of people. But if you just take that next step, amazing things can happen.
Yeah, exactly. And you can end up with over 1 million followers on a platform and get to help so many people. Yeah. So what I think is also interesting on TikTok, the followers are obviously a little bit of a younger demographic. Yeah. What's like the age of your followers that are interacting with you?
I think most are between 9 and 18. I know that's like a really wide range, but I see most 9 to 18-year-old and girls. There's some boys, but mostly girls, which I connect with because, they're asking advice for whenever they were in school, they don't have confidence, and bullying and all that stuff. And I went through, having low confidence in school, like middle school and high school too, so I can relate to that and try to give them my advice and what I went through so they can better themselves.
And they're lucky because when we were younger, we didn't have live streams. Or my parents probably wouldn't even let me on a live stream back in the day because it was a lot creepier.
Right.
Back then.
We didn't have something to turn to and like make us smile.
Yeah, they have someone like you that they can talk to and be like, oh, I'm friends with Brooke. Like, she told me this today. Look, maybe they screen recorded you talking to them.
Sometimes I feel like a broken record because I'm saying it every single time on every single live stream because I get similar questions. But I want to get it in their mind that they have to be confident and they have to believe in themselves because they really can accomplish anything that they set their mind to as long as they trust themselves and believe that they can do it.
And that's so interesting how prevalent it is that you're saying, I mean, do you stream every day?
I used to stream every day, yeah, but I try to go at least every other day.
And so every day, at least a few people ask you how to deal with bullying and feeling better with themselves.
Yeah.
And that's crazy because it's such an epidemic that everyone is being treated poorly at school today or online.
I think it's worse online nowadays because, like I said, they can hide behind a screen and they feel, I don't know, a boost of confidence that they don't have to be in front of the person, you know? And I've dealt with people harassing me online, you know?
What have they done?
They'll just send messages like, you can't hang out with this person. Like, if you hang out with this person, it's like, stop hanging out with this person or else. And so I just have to block them. Are those
fans who say that?
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Just like someone else you're doing a collab with, these little kids.
Yeah, it's insane. And, you know, you just have to block them. And I tell my fans too, like, just block them. There's an easy solution: block, block, block. Because you don't need that negative energy on your page or being focused on that negative energy or seeing those negative comments, because that's gonna, you know, put your mindset in a negative place, and you need to stay positive and happy and just keep doing you, basically.
Has there ever been a negative comment that got to you, or a post or something where maybe people didn't take it the way you intended it to be?
I don't think there's any comments that really get me down because, like I said, I don't care. Like, if I'm happy with what I'm posting, there's no negative comment that can get me down. Maybe it's annoying, but I wouldn't say it like bothers me.
And why do you think so many people have, back to the confidence, not as much confidence when they're younger that you can relate to?
I think it's because of social media. They're seeing Instagram and they're seeing all these, you know, pretty model girls who are, some people Facetune themselves, and they're seeing, you know, a picture perfect Instagram page, right? But I call Instagram a highlight reel. For me, I post only my happy stuff. I mean, I go through bad things and negative thoughts and low confidence, but I'm not posting about that. So I feel like it's a higher standard for them to live up to. Also, in school, with the bullying thing, other people, you know, telling them that, you know, they're ugly or they need to fix this or fix that, that can be a influence on them having low confidence too.
Yeah, and it's so interesting the way social media changed it, not only for kids, but for adults too. Now you're always looking at things, and I hear what it's like in school now that, you know, people ask you how many followers you have and kind of base how cool you are off of that these days now.
Right, and like I'll meet someone and they'll be like, what's your Instagram?
Yeah,
instead of what's your number.
Say.
And like, I have a love-hate relationship with social media. And I actually saw a post the other day on Instagram. It was about social influencers and how using your influence on people. You can use it for good or you can use it for bad. And I like to surround myself with people who are influencers and they use it for good and positivity, and to, like, you know, be this positive role model on social media, because there's a lot of people who just use it for the fame or the success or the money, and not really using it to inspire people or, you know, help people.
And that's what I see as the change in the digital community as well, because when I moved to LA in 2012, YouTube wasn't as big, and even though people may have had 10 million followers, they weren't treated like that as much, so they were normaler when you hang out. They're not like, what's your Instagram, asking you questions. And now the thing I noticed today is the bigger people, they almost treat you different and act different. And if you don't have followers or I have so many people when I'll go to these events with YouTubers and they'll be like, oh, well, it's just so hard to meet people because everyone's like, what do you have to offer me? And that's so interesting how it's changed, where people aren't now looking at each other as people. They're like, oh, if you have followers, all of a sudden they're nice to you.
Exactly. And it's just, I feel like it's the same way in high school. My cousin's in high school, and you know, the popular kids have X amount of followers, and it's translating into schools now too, I guess.
Yeah, and it's just interesting how at the core of it, and why I think it's important to have people like you, and why I want to have this show, is to show people you need to be who you authentically are. And even if you have followers, that's not going to change how you feel on the inside, that you're not confident, unless you're really in alignment with who you are and you're just happy, because all of this could go away tomorrow, and then what do you have?
Right, at the end of the day, the number of followers doesn't matter. The number of likes does not matter. And I always say, you should always be yourself, and, you know, do you, because the people who mind don't matter, and the people who matter don't mind.
I love that quote.
Yeah,
that's
one of my favorites.
So if you had advice to your younger self, what would that be after all you know now?
Oh God, probably to not care what people think, because when I was growing up in school, I cared what people thought, and I kind of just rolled with what was popular, or like trying to be popular basically, and you don't really need that. You just be yourself and the right people will come along.
Yeah, you don't have to be anything other than who you
Exactly.
are. And if you feel like you have to be something to be around people other than you, then why do you want to be with those people anyways?
Right, because at the end of the day, I feel like it's so hard to fake something that you're not.
Exactly.
So.
And it's proof now because of you being yourself, as you get older, you realize the thing that's different about you that maybe you were afraid to show because you don't want people to be like, ew, that's ugly, that outfit, or oh, that's weird. That's actually what makes you cool, is the one thing that's different about you.
Yep. And being different is amazing. Like, ever since I was little, I wanted to be different. And, you know, my sister calls me weird sometimes. I'm like, you know what? It works online.
Yeah, weird is cool.
Weird is cool now.
You just got to own who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, thank you so much. We're already done with the show pretty much. So thank you so much for coming here. Can you let our viewers know where they can find you?
Yeah, so all of my social media is at Brooke_Bridges, Brooke with an E, and TikTok, Instagram, Twitter.
You gotta check out her TikTok. It is so cute. Thank you guys so much for watching the show. We have the show on every platform. It's on EverTalk TV, Focus TV, YouTube, Instagram. We have it everywhere. So subscribe wherever you're watching it. Give it a like, give it a comment. And be sure to follow me, Lindsay Hoffman, at Lindsay B. Hoffman, across all platforms. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.